Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Today we're discussing a watch that launched in 2019, but with Salmon dial, as seen here, was new for 2022 from Patek Philippe, the 5172G-010, the successor to the 5170. This watch features an extraordinary amount of lovely details, from its 41mm case that features triple-tiered Art Deco style lugs to its lovely and evocative plexi-like bubble sapphire. It is a crowd pleaser. 41 in diameter, 11.7 millimeters thick, with 1463 reminiscent tasti tondi or round button pushers. It is lug-to-lug, 49.2 millimeters, with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. On my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see it is bigger than the 5170, but it is not big. It's flat. It has a multiply stepped case flank to slide under a cuff, and I would recommend it for a wrist as small as 15 centimeters in circumference. Again, my wrist is 16. The strap is high grade, large rectangular scale, symmetrical scale, always indicative of a high grade of the hide. It is a semi-gloss in medium brown, and you can see it has a monotone stitch and a sheer but actually folded edge. So this is not a cut edge. This is just a vertical folded edge. Calfskin on the bottom, a Patek Philippe factory strap in outstanding condition. It features the company's recent pull tab spring bars, so you can dismount the strap without a tool. And then you can see that the watch is white gold, and so is the folding clasp. Unlike a lot of friction fit clasps, Patek Philippe uses this radial spring system to allow it to provide a little bit more closure security than if it were simply friction fit. And then we have the Calatrava cross, which is the logo of the manufacturer. So tasti tondi, or round button with a turbine-like profile and a point, something famous on Patek Philippe chronographs of the mid-20th century, especially the 1463. This is drawn directly from that inspiration. Here in the modern era, you might say we're looking a little bit at the 5320 perpetual calendar, though historically I want to say this type of tiered lug would have been seen on the 2405 reference. There's a little bit of a countersink to the crown, so it doesn't stick out too much. It does have a little bit of a recess in the case profile. And then we have a stepped case flank that includes a dramatically cambered sapphire designed to look like a vintage plexi. Now this is gray gold, so it's white gold that's 18 karat, but it's white all the way through. It's the good stuff, so it never needs to be rhodium plated. Cheaper white gold and older white gold tends to need that rhodium plating. If this is ever scratched, and you can see this watch has never been refinished here, but it's the same color underneath. Now the dial is a lovely opaline or matte salmon color with blackened indices, numerals, and hands. And the hour and minute hands here, they are syringe style. But what I really love about this dial is that the contrast is high in the light and it's high in the dark, as it is fully luminescent. And the 5172 has been a luminescent watch from the beginning. We have sunken sub-registers with concentric patterns, and one characteristic of all these 29-535 based calibers is that the centers, the registers, are a little bit lower than the hands and the middle. You can always recognize the 29-535. Also, it's got a vintage style tachymeter, and I say vintage because pre-1960 in general, if a watch had a tachymeter, it would be on the dial rather than the bezel. And because this is a modern in-house Patek caliber, it has hacking seconds, and it has a wonderful combination of a black polished and capped column wheel. Let me try to remove some of the glue from this case back. And it has a lateral clutch. So I apologize, there was a sticker on here at one point in the recent past, but you can see that it has a lateral clutch, a column wheel which is capped, that is a Geneva fashion, originally intended for functional purposes to allow the column wheel to operate without shock ejecting the horns and the levers from the crenellated peaks of the column. We have an instantaneous minute jumper on the minute counter bridge right there. 4 Hertz beat rate, manual wind, 65-hour power reserve. Breguet overcoil hairspring. The more deluxe Patek watches feature metal overcoils, not silicon, and the most deluxe Patek chronographs feature lateral clutches, not vertical ones. The reason? It takes a lot more time and experience to properly set up a lateral clutch. The movement is large and properly sized for the case. As you can see, it is 29.6 millimeters, much larger than the previous Lemania-based caliber. All of this pivoting on 33 jewels, and it has Patek's free-sprung gyromax style balance that allows for very precise adjustment, and then also shock resistance. And no compromise, it is adjusted in 6 positions, one more than the chronometer standard of 5, and considerably more than most watches, which are adjusted in 3 or no positions. All of this 30 meters water resistant, beautifully decorated inside and out. And as I mentioned, we are not going to touch this watch. It is unrefinished with all original factory white gold intact. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. One more note. The feel and the sound of this column wheel is otherworldly great. I mean, really exemplary.